Hi there, and welcome to another tutorial on mastering ParaView. And in this video, we'd like to address a question we received. And well, the question was you see here on the screen, how we can intersect or project arbitrary curve into a surface. So we have seen that we can just slice this by using a cut plane or the primitives that are available in with ParaView. So if you go, for instance, here, let me go. Okay, so here, and say that you have different primitives. So using this one, you can do it. But if you have something like you see in this case, non-arbitrary shape, how we can do this. So this is way to do this is by using a cut tool. So just go back to your cut tool, do it, have in mind that this is a surface triangulation. If you have the original cut, will be super easy. Surface triangulation, a little bit tricky, but commercial tools can do it very easily. Even open source, you can do it with no problem. Here we show you how to do it in ParaView using the tools that comes with ParaView. We mentioned, we talked in previous videos that in the standard ParaView, in the standard filters that you have here, it cannot be done, or it can be done, but it's very tricky. You need to get your own Python calculator, program a little bit and to get it, but it can be done. Okay, I got close to do it, but I haven't done it, but I got close. But I found an easier way to do it, and I think I already mentioned that there is this plugin, now the VESPA plugin. It's a fantastic plugin. I strongly recommend it. And what we're going to do is basically a Boolean operation. Okay, we have the win, we're going to put the other shape, okay, and then compute the intersection, extract the curve, and use it here in the new case. So here, let me do it. So something that I need to point out here also, that for the time of this recording, the plugin works with version 5.13, doesn't work with 0.6. You need to compile it. I haven't compiled it, but I would use the precompiled binary in Linux also, because in Windows it's tricky, you need to compile it. So you have here everything, and that's why I am in Linux. Okay, so let me launch it. Okay, ParaView 13. Okay, I already put the files here, and let me do something here, and there you go. I have that, and I open the geometry. Okay, so I already have my geometry. In this case, I have the object file, it doesn't matter. Basically what I want to do is read my other geometry. Okay, and let me go here, and it's the wall. So we have a tutorial using the wall, so it's much larger. Okay, and then intersect that with this one. Okay, so let me do something, and I don't want to repeat all the steps. I already have it here. Let me load the state, and let me show you state 1. Okay, and we go here, insert this CD, and this is what we have. Look at there. So we read the STL, okay, the OBJ or whatever you want. Then here we read the other STL, the other geometry, and we apply a transformation using the filter. Okay, we don't use the options here. Okay, you need to use the filter to make that transformation available for the next steps in your pipeline browser. And this transformation is basically, I scale a little bit, I put it there. So now my next step is to use the VESPA plugin, okay, to compute this Boolean. So to show you here, so remember to load a plugin, manage plugins, and here load new. In this case, I already have it there. I load, and there you go. Here you have it, VESPA. And there is a lot of stuff in VESPA, and to show you here, VESPA Boolean operation. And my input, I say it would be this one, and then the transform this one. One thing, be careful that you need these shapes. In this case, I know that there are triangulations and so on, but in case that there are not triangulations and so on, you need to apply extract surface, triangulate, and so on. Okay, be careful about that. In this case, I'm super sure. And let me go here, and Okay, I chose the wrong one. Okay, but I should be transform. Okay, these two, and then what I was saying that here when you search, remember you have this triangulate, okay, the structure face and so on to convert it to a triangulation. Sometimes it might happen. Okay, so let me redo it. VESPA Boolean. My input will be this one. My source will be this. Apply, and there you go. So you have the difference. I want the intersection, say that you intersected, or the union. It is up to you. So you can take this one and look at that. This does a very good job. So at this point now, you just need to select the edges. So you can remember that you can start to go here and select everything, your selection, but there you will become crazy. So this is ways that extract edges. So we're here, and let me show you. I will always use this one. You have 3 options for that, so you can go this one, also intersection. Probably this is one that you can select this. So let me use this one, okay? Or probably for the purposes probably here of this video, you see better here. So let me use this. Let me go filters, and I have feature edges, okay? And there you go. I extracted my edges. Let me put that on 4 so you see clearly. So now I just want to get the shape node. So in this case, it would be this one, okay? So I can hide this and you just get the edges. So let's do it here, and let me select everything here. Whoops, no. And there you go. So I selected everything. Let me extract that selection. And there you go. And now I only want the upper face. Or if you want, you can put everything into play, but let's say that I want to do only on the upper side face. You can do some extra operations. So this one, and let's select everything there. And let me extract. There you go. Then these segments, I don't need them. So let's do something similar. Okay, it should be this one like this, and this one will be okay. Okay, now this one, let me do something similar. So this, and invert selection here, I have defined filter, so you go with the remainder that you have here. Extract this one, and there you go. Now save this. I recommend you here this one, do the surface structure face, and then probably you can apply to reorder everything to put it in order. The other technique, the triangulate strips and then clean. But in this case, if you want to save it in still OBJ, but here you can go save data, and you can save it as a BTK. So you have many formats. So you have the classical STL and OBJ. Probably, if I would recall, this might give you problems if the data is not ordered. The BTK is more flexible. So let me go and let me say do me. I will save it as a BTK. It's up to you to save it. I recommend to save it as ASCII. Okay, by the way. I save it, and let me go here and let me open dummy, and there you go. You have it there. Okay, and actually let me say here save data, and if I try to save it as a OBJ here, okay, I don't have it. Okay, I have it there, and let me call it the same dummy. Choose array. Okay. Let me go. So if I go here, I don't see anything because I say, yeah, as I say, you will need to apply that filter. Let's see if I am true. Okay, I have no safety net here, so probably would work, probably not. Let me put this here, probably, but you know that the BTK format already works. So this one, let's save data obj. Let me save like this. Okay, open, and let's see if it does something. No, it didn't work. So there is a way around, probably. I need to find, I don't recall. But as I mentioned, just use the VTK format and it will work. So that being said, say that you have your intersection or your, win there, and this one now it is on the surface, and you can use this one to do your sampling. Let's go back here in Windows where we have the case, and let's launch to show you. So let me open the case. We have here a standard case. Let me interpolate to cell center, and let me straight now. I want the airplane. Okay, so let me show you from scratch all the steps, how you do stuff here. And now you have your MAC number. And I already put my BTK file here, and that should be, I have it here, and I put it there, and there you go. You have your BTK, you have in the link, in the video description, you have the link to download it, okay, and you can use it with the dataset and you can test it by yourself. So at this point, what we need to do is plot this, do the plotting in this one. So we know that is there, it is in that surface, okay, that is the thing that you need to be super sure. And let's do the steps. So the first thing is that if this BTK doesn't have any information, so you need to remap all the information. So recall that you have resample, okay, with datasets. So let's use all the dataset. My destination will be the BTK. I resample. Let me hide this one and see that now the data there, it is available. You see the MAC number, temperature. Okay, so let me put it here, and let me put freeze T, and okay, this one have some peaks there, so let's get pressure better, and let me put pressure here, and there you go. So what it's doing is interpolation of everything. So it may happen that in some cases it's not going to be so good, or probably will take the interpolation, the solution for the field, but it is doing a good work there. Okay, so also you need to change the scales. Now you have raw, actually, we're looking at different quantities, by the way. Okay, yeah, well, there's perfect match, but it might happen some cases, you know, for some precision, maybe a little bit different, but in this case we see that, yeah, it's a good agreement. And at this point, what we need to do is the plotting as we have done so far. So the easiest way would be search, plot, and we have seen that this one on sorted lines is very straightforward. And let me put here, and let's say that here y, points y, and here let me set that points x. And there you go. You have your shape, so it is working at least for the shape. Okay, and let's put, for instance, I want to see the pressure that we have there on our screen. So we put pressure and select here, remember, and then move it to your right side, and there you go. So you have the pressure there, and you have the interpolation or the cell value or that is getting from there. Perfect. So this is a way to do it, and let me show you also the long way. So you can go also plot, and let me show you plot, apply, but this one will have the issue that, so point y and point x here. So my mouse is, I think, it's lagging a little bit, and this is what you see the issue now, that it is the data is not ordered. So you need to order this data. So recall that to order the data, you can go first triangle strips. Okay. After that, you can go filter, search, and clean. Okay. Now you have there, and now you can go and plot data, and that should be very clean data. There should be order, no? Data should be in order now. So let me go first, and I choose first this one, and then let me choose this, and there you go. So, well, let me put it like this, and this, and there you go. Now we order the data, and we can go and plot, for instance, the pressure there. And let me select that, and let me pass here and the right, and where, there you go. So if you want, you can plot also the Mach number. So let's go and put there the Mach number. Okay, and let's high pressure, and let me put the Mach number also in that one. Bottom right, and there you go. So you have your plot, and for some reason I'm getting this all center data. Why? So pull, resample, well, it doesn't matter. Okay, compute. Okay, so I need to find there. You pass the point arrays, and we can use that point arrays, and here, and point data, and it was Mach number, and there you go. Put this one also. No, it's this one. Okay, so we have the plot, and yeah, there you go. Okay, let me go here and split it to show you also. There you go. So look at that, you have the pointer there, and your data now it is in order also. Let me also put it there so you can see it also. Here you have the dot. So basically that is what happens. So you're moving and you are sampling all your data. I lost it. Okay, you have it here, should be somewhere here. So there you go. So this is the sampling that you have. Mach there, constant, moving, going high a little bit, then here. So let's see what happens here. So in this region should go down. So let's say go moving a little bit out. Okay, well, first also we need to plot the right field. So I was looking to the wrong one. Okay, yeah, now it makes more sense to me. I don't know where I was. Okay, let me move to magnet here. So see that is correct. Okay, so we're here. So it's going up and then suddenly going down the Mach number. So we're here, then change it a little bit. So we're moving there. And this is it. So there you go. You have another way to do now this sampling. So as you can see, a lot of flexibility. We were able to do this operation directly here, but I recommend you to do it. It's much easier to do in the CAD. In this case, I use version 5.13 with the VESPA plugin. It's very efficient. I strongly recommend it. So that's all. I hope I answered the question of the subscriber, and thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye.